Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike is here. Garrett is here. Hello, Garrett.
Howdy.
How are you, pal?
I'm here again.
Doing all right?
Yeah,
It's been a
pretty good day.
stressful few days around here, I'll be honest with you. I'll get into some of it. And but yes, we are here. The show is not going away. I promise you guys that. It's not going away anytime soon. This is, as I've told people forever, this is what I do. So it's either this or deliver pizzas. So I'd rather not do that. So, but yeah, it's, I gotta say, it's been crazier around here than I had anticipated, I think is fair to say, with all the work going on around here. And it's really distracting, and it's a lot on Cece, believe it or not. She's just like, what the fuck is going on around here? And I am too. And so the last Monday and Tuesday, we had I had cabinets being delivered, countertop went in for upstairs. I believe that was maybe that was Friday, whatever. But it's just like every other day there's more and more shit, and it's going on all day, and then picking stuff up to get out of here. And I've just got a lot going on. So I apologize to people. I'm doing the best I can. I did some member content over the weekend that was good. And then I had this tooth issue that I dealt with a couple weeks ago.
I know them all too well.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's an absolute nightmare. So I'll give you the lowdown on what happened with that, because I was like, fuck, I got to do a show. People are going to think we bailed on them or something. And it's like, no. So
Not again.
I knew I had this appointment Wednesday. Well, when I left off with my dentist, who's a surgeon as well, she's a dental surgeon and dentist. And I'd forgotten about this, but she was like, you know, two schools of thought: implant or bridge. And I was like, okay, well, what do you think? You know, this and that. She's like, you know what? I want to think about this some before you know, by the time when you come back, I'll have an answer about that. And I was like, okay. And so I went in yesterday thinking, oh, they're just going to take this, whatever this temporary is, out and then put this new thing in. Well, no. She's like, you're having surgery today. We're going with it. We're going with
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And so I didn't know that going in, that I was having mouth surgery yesterday. And I didn't think much of it. I'm like, you're numbed up. No big deal. You know, been through this a million times. It sucks, but whatever. But I finally got the reasons why this keeps happening, why I keep breaking these teeth. And it has to do with my lower teeth. It's all connected. And so this is getting fixed down here in a couple weeks that it will eliminate this. And she's like, I mean, this is just as bad as an implant where you need everything to heal. She fucking destroyed me yesterday. And I can't believe how much better I feel today. I can't. I'm blown away. It's remarkable because, you know, I was talking to someone, it might have been Josh upstairs, and he was like, oh, it's remarkable how quick the mouth heals. And I don't really believe it because I still have stitches sticking down in the backside of my teeth that I'm just playing with my tongue.
Yeah, I do that all the time when I get any kind of oral thing done.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that's what I'm dealing with. And so these are fake. And then I go back in like 2 weeks and they put another temporary in. And then I go back in like a month after that heals for another temporary before waiting 3 months for the final. I won't even be here. I'm like, she's like, well, you know, you could come home or, you know, we could work something out with you down in Arizona. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll probably come home. I don't know if I want to hand this off to another dentist, but you know, it is what it is. But it has to do. She's like, you've heard the term long in the tooth. I'm like, yeah. She's like, that's because as we get older, our gum lines recede. And so when you see the yellow on the tops of people's teeth, that's because the gum line is receded, and you're not supposed to see that part.
Yeah.
So I need your gum line to heal and recede before doing the final thing so that it's permanent, it looks good, you know, and you don't have problems. But it's months long process, which fucking blows. And so yesterday I sat in that seat for 2 hours. And they did a numbing on me that I've never had done, where they went on the like roof of my mouth, and she goes, this part's really going to suck. And I was like, fuck, don't even tell me, Doc.
I've had this
Just
done.
have you. And dude, I have tears streaming down the sides of my face.
You're crying, but you're also like, I can do this. I
Yeah.
can do this.
And she goes, I've had prisoners sob in my chair.
Yep.
So, I'm used to this. I was like, prisoners? Turns out when she was becoming a dentist or, going through and learning, a lot of times they'll do that where it's like, hey, we give super discounts. And you go ahead. They do it with hairstylists too. But
I've had a couple of those in training hygienists. Like, hey, we're just going to have a trainee come in. I'm like, I'd rather you not. This is going to hurt.
I did that once when I couldn't afford teeth, really. And I had a cracked tooth and I went in and it took fucking hours and hours of sitting around. I think it was at U of D. And they didn't end up doing the work, or they sort of did, and I was just like, okay, I've had enough of this experience. But if you're broke, it's like whatever, you can go there and
you'll get your work done. Yeah, that's about it.
She was working at Jackson Prison.
That's about to start.
She's fucking young. She goes, they would bring these prisoners in, and you weren't allowed to fix a tooth, so they couldn't get like a cavity filled or whatever. All you could do was extract the tooth. And so these guys would come in, 4 people handcuffed and shackled together. And one would sit down in the chair and he'd have an abscess. His whole fucking cheek is sticking out because it's so fucked.
Infected and fucked up.
Yeah. And they're crying and they're shackled and handcuffed to 3 other dudes waiting their turn.
It doesn't matter how tough you are. Mouth pain is the worst.
It's the worst. And she's like, you just rip a tooth out of their head and send them on their way. And I was like, oh my God.
I've had nights I wish I could rip the tooth out of my own head.
Yeah, I've had that too. So last night really sucked. It just was really bad. And then today it's better. It's not great, but it's much better. Like I thought this is going to be a nightmare for a few days, but it's substantially better. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm dealing with. I'm going to deal with it for quite a while. And we're dealing with, packaging up a life and moving it. Yep. And Travis was here today.
The old meeting.
Yeah, we just had a meeting with Travis about,
meeting? I said a meal.
It was supposed to be a meal, but it turned into a meeting. He was looking at the audio that I was bitching about, and he was like, yeah. So part of the problem is the curtain's not up anymore. The pinball machines are in the studio with fans going, and they're hot. And so it's warm in here.
Okay.
And there's nothing in this other room. So all the noise and everything is just bouncing around different. And so Travis is coming up with like this 3-stage process to like pack up this studio, have us be able to prop up a temporary studio so we can still do shows.
Yeah,
I mean, there's going to be a couple weeks where we can't, where I'm packing and leaving and driving cross country.
Not leaving completely in the dark. Like, hey, we're going to be gone for 6 months again.
Right.
Bye.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. But then, I'm going to have Travis fly out to Arizona and help me, put something together, and whether I use this table or how much of this equipment is used, trying to simplify it. Things have changed over the years about how this works, but it's going to be great. It really is. It's just, I hope people understand and just bear with us a little bit that no one's abandoning anything. And
this show's got one of the most loyal fan bases.
I know they're amazing. They're amazing, and the hardcore, as they call them, P1. Listeners are just so great, and nobody really gives me shit. But I'm the one that feels bad about it. I'm the one that's like, God damn it, how much can you, keep these guys waiting and miss a show there, miss a show here. It's tough. It weighs on me, and doing the best we can. So appreciate anybody that's here listening. If anybody's commenting. Or anything like that.
We got
let
a
us
couple
know.
People coming back.
Yeah.
Cliff Cook, hell yeah. John M. To quote WLAV3G drop, what's up, dummies?
Okay.
And then Stir Crazy will break out the smelling salts.
There you go. Yes. I've missed you as much as you've missed me.
Oh, yeah. Keep the comments coming. Keep talking with us. And super chats are nice.
The super chats
we
are nice. Yeah. Well, who's going to be the big dog that comes in and just like, boom, drops a hundy on a super chat or something?
Probably one of my parents knowing how this is running.
I'm just going to give it to Garrett anyway.
Yeah.
So if they want to give you $100,
hey, if
cool.
you want to give me $100, man, I got a ticket last week. Be nice.
Oh yeah, we gotta reach out and see if we can.
That's all right.
Do something about that. Oh, you already.
I just pay it. It's not a big deal. It's one of those things that's like, it can go away later.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway.
It's a small 15 over.
Yeah, 15.
But he gave me 1 to 5.
So. Okay. Well, still, you don't want.
He liked what he saw a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, why don't we get to what's going on in the world? Oh, there was something else that happened over the weekend too. So where I'm going in Arizona is, it's desert landscape, and G and Amanda, though, as you know, the warden, and Marcy are there, and Amanda's a Arizonian, lifelong, born and raised, and they've got like 4 cats, and Shelby. And I've told her 100 times, your fucking animals are weird. They're all weird. They're this one's skittish. This one will punch you. This one's, they're all kind of weird, but they're cool. Yeah. And so she's got this one cat, Gizmo, and Gizmo is a Bengal, and it's got a fucked up tail, like a weird curled up tail, and it's got a fucking big ass head, this huge head.
Oh, that's fun.
Most beautiful cat I've ever seen. This cat's head is so beautiful, but Gizmo was an asshole growing up, and so I remember Beth and I went there and we're visiting. They were at a condo at the time, or a townhouse or something, and Gizzy's there on one of those like tree stands for cats,
little cat tree.
And so when you'd walk in the door, you'd pass this thing, and this motherfucker would just whack. He'd just reach out and claw you.
Hell yeah!
And it was like, this dude is such a dick. Like, you didn't want to get near Gizmo. It was like, fuck this guy. And over the years, he's chilled out, but I've always been like, fucking never know when this dude's going to go off. And he'll fuck with the other cats. And it's just a war in that household sometimes. And so, all of a sudden, Gizzy would sit on my lap, and he'd let me pet him. And I'm just like, all right, he's gotten older. He's chilling out. And, and he'd still be a dick to B, who is G's cat. G fucking loved this cat probably more than his own family. And he'd go after him, and it was so funny because G's mild-mannered, doesn't yell, and he'd leap up, leave that fucking kitty alone. Yep. You don't go after that fucking kitty. Like, I mean, he loved B so much, and B passed away last year. Well, this cat will go out, and so they've got fences in the yard that are coyote-proof. Yeah, a lot of people have them in Arizona, and it means, like, how you see the way they do the fencing, like a metal fence.
Yeah, like a chicken wire almost.
Yeah, but no, like a full fence. Okay. But they're just little squares, like diamond shaped all the way. That's the pattern that it makes for a fence. Well, these are longer and rectangular, and it's to prevent coyotes from being able to get in. They can't climb for some reason. So anyways, this cat knows how to hop up and go out, and then it goes out and it just murders everything it can find.
Yeah, that's what cats do.
Yeah. And the other cats sort of will go out there, especially if Gizzy's out there, because Gizzy's the alpha for sure. Well, Gizzy's run came to an end this weekend, and Gizzy was caught by the coyotes. That's not pretty.
No.
I mean, they found parts of Gizmo. An intestine, a heart, some fur.
Yeah, no, the coyotes were out for some vengeance probably. Like, he ran away from us too many times.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how coyotes, I think they're pack-like. Yeah. I don't know if they're like wolves, but they must be, because they fuck with Shelby every day. And then Shelby goes out to the fence line and runs back and forth and barks. And you just see their eyeballs, and you hear them.
They're not pack animals.
They're not.
Nope.
They are? Or
no, they're not.
They're not.
Nope.
So, but you'll hear them all over howling, and they're trying to coax her out. And so, do they attack in groups, or?
I don't think so.
Because I think they're
usually hunting alone. They're scavengers more.
Okay, interesting. So maybe it was just one coyote that got Gizmo, and everybody just assumed that Gizmo could handle his own. But Amanda's told me from day one, like, you got to be careful in the desert, because literally everything out here is designed to kill you. The bugs are designed to kill you. The snakes are designed to kill you.
The trees.
The trees. The cactus, the sun. Like, it is the amount of people that just go on a walk and don't bring enough water. Yep. And they find them, on a trail somewhere dead.
I like Michigan.
Yeah, like, Michigan.
Our winters do suck. You could die out in the winter, the exposure, but it's not desert heat. Like, you're not going to go outside in the desert heat and just pass out from dehydration.
Yeah, true. And Michigan has, like, this is one of the safest places in America. Honest, we don't have, there's not a lot of poisonous things.
No, and the ones that are, that they're not big enough to really hurt you.
Yeah, and I think most of them are up north.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things designed here to kill you or hurt you.
We got some bears in the more north area, but I guess the most dangerous animal I would say around this area is probably a deer hitting your car.
Yeah, true.
That'll probably take you out for anything else.
Although there are coyotes around here now.
Yeah, but
and fox, which is kind of weird.
Coyotes don't really fuck with people.
No, they won't. But they'll fuck with your dog or your cat.
No, I saw one walking a dog one day. I was like, oh shit! I thought it was just a loose dog. I'm like, oh no, that's not a loose dog.
No.
We're turning around. We're getting the fuck home.
Yeah, it's a little scary, and so you worry about that. So now, I don't mean to bring everybody down with that story. They already have a new cat. They went out and got a new Bengal cat. And Amanda was, and you got to understand, for someone like Amanda, I've talked about her upbringing and her crazy ass family, and mom stabbed dad, like all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Amanda's got issues, that she deals with, depression at times. Like, I don't want to get too much into her stuff, but I think she'd be okay with me saying, she, when you have a really, really rough,
there's nothing wrong with it.
Childhood, yeah. But when you have like, hey, I was kidnapped for 2 years. Like when you have stories like that, it leads to. And Gizmo was that cat. Gizmo was the one that, if she was going through a hard time, was laying with her all night. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, oh fuck, of all animals, oh no, this is really bad. Really happy to say I've talked to Amanda and G, and she's doing better. It's really rough.
It's going to be a process for a second.
Yeah, and I think the new kitty will help.
I hope
so. But all of her animals now are indoor animals. Never again.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I kind of made Pansy an indoor cat, but that's only because I live at like a really busy intersection.
Yeah,
so
no, that's smart. And if he's not bitching about,
oh no, he's cool.
Yeah, that's great. He hunted plenty outside in his younger years, and they just the life expectancy of a cat is half.
Yeah, as soon as you let him out.
When you start letting him out. So, it's been a rough go for a few days for what it is, but yeah. So anyway, I figured I'd let people know that as well. But
R.I.P. Gizmo.
Yeah, R.I.P. Gizzy, and he was a good dude. He and I had our fucking battles, but I feel really bad for Amanda and the whole household.
Yeah,
I know how much those animals mean to all of us, and it sucks. It was their biggest fear too. It's not, they're aware, but I don't know, it sucks. But
I did also find out coyotes travel alone when they hunt.
Really?
Sometimes loose pairs.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I thought they were smart and tricky. I thought I've heard that they'll be like...
They also hunt with other animals, which is crazy. That's where they kind of get smart, because it says, just going off of what I found here on the nationalparkservice.gov.
Yeah.
They usually travel and hunt alone, sometimes join in loose pairs, take down prey. As a testament to their adaptability, coyotes have also been known to hunt with even cooperating with other species.
Really?
They have been seen hunting with badgers, as well as following the sounds of gathering crows to find food.
Okay.
So they're smart.
I thought that sometimes it was like, because it's clear there's a game going on in the yard with Shelby and the coyotes.
Oh yeah,
and I only assume they're looking for food.
Yeah, the coyotes know they can't get over the fence, so they're like, well, if you can get over the fence, come over here.
Yeah, come over here and play with us.
To my face.
So that's why it's like, I don't know if they're in packs or what, but I think it's like, one guy will make racket over here and you go over there and there's someone else waiting for you kind of thing. But maybe I'm wrong about that.
It could be a loose pair.
Yeah. And maybe they just know this area, this is going on all the time.
Yeah,
and we're,
especially residential neighborhoods and stuff in that place. They probably know there's just animals for the picking.
Yeah.
If you can get them out of that
fence
line.
Yeah, I know the guy that lived next door took a fucking shotgun to a wolf or a coyote or something that were going after his chickens. His chicksons in there, and he was like, fuck no.
It's funny how
you know what it was, dude? It was a mountain lion.
Holy shit.
A mountain lion was going after his...
Oh, yeah, speaking of predators, they just found a mountain lion in my mom's neighborhood over in White Lake. So, yeah, we got mountain lions here in Michigan.
Okay, well, those will get you. Yeah, those will get your dog and your cat. So... Anyway, why don't we get to what's going on in the world? There's a lot going on. The Trump trial they're still doing jury selection in New York. Yeah.
a New York jury with the Trump trial, you're not going to find anything non-biased.
I almost hope they throw him in jail.
They said
I think that would be hilarious.
They said there's like 7 people they got so far. I'm like, those people are bullshitting. They're just lying to try and get
one of them came out today and was like, I can't do this. There's no way I can be impartial.
There's no way you can be impartial towards the Trump trial.
It's like, oh, you're a 20-year-old with a fucking master's. Like,
you're going against, and then it's like, oh, you're a blue-collar worker with no degree. You're going in. Okay, get out of here.
They're all walking in wearing masks. You're like, get out of here. We'll get to that. We do have, I know you don't follow much in the sports world. Caitlin Clark is making all the news in the world. Apparently, she's like the Steph Curry of chick basketball.
I've heard she's, I don't know if it was her or not, but I heard that she's pretty aggressive out there and she's good.
Yeah.
But she's like getting aggressive really with the other ladies, like roughhousing them. And I'm like, good.
Maybe.
Let's make the WNBA interesting. I say we allow them to fight. We're not going to hurt each other.
Yeah, I always said bras and panties would work best.
That would work too.
But then you look at some of the players and it's like, maybe that's not a great idea.
Well, now we're just starting the lingerie football league if we just combine the bras and panties and fighting.
Hey, I've seen golf chicks do it.
There you go.
It works for them. My dad watches that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Chicks in fucking bikinis and shit playing golf. And
everyone's got their taste.
Sure. Well, Caitlin Clark is, I believe, was in the finals, in the Final Four, and then the championship game. I don't even know if they won. I don't care.
Yeah.
I guess she plays for, was it Iowa?
I think Indiana Fever.
Right? That's who drafted her.
That's who drafted her. Okay.
So she was. Everybody knew.
I'm just looking at the video.
Yeah. She gets drafted by who did you say?
Indiana Fever.
The Fever. Okay.
The Fever.
Did any of you know that was a team?
I
didn't think so.
Over there.
Yeah. The hot flashes.
I wonder if I still have that note of WNBA team names I came up with.
What's that?
I used to have a note of like WNBA team names I came up with. I wonder.
The hot flashes is a good one.
That's a solid one. I gotta add that.
Yeah, that's good. So she's some dope ass player, and cream rises. So she's gonna get hers regardless, and so she's drafted #1 overall by the hot flashes of Indiana.
Yeah.
In Diana. And so she's given her press conference there, and there's a few dust-ups about this thing. And Indy Star columnist Greg Doyle went viral after imitating the former Iowa star's heart hands gesture to her face. Do we have the audio of this or the video of this?
Yeah, I got the video here.
So I guess she does this stupid, the old Justin Bieber heart thing. I wasn't aware of this, but she apparently does this to her family in the stands after games. Cool.
It sounds
whatever.
Like something a normal person would do.
Yeah, and so here we have the video. So this is Greg Doyle.
Caitlin, Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay, well let's start doing it to me, and we'll be able to get along just fine. So. Question is, you didn't have to turn pro. I kind of thought you would no matter what, but
so
that's it.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. What a sexist pig.
Fucking awful. How could he say that?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know what the dust up is.
You know what it is? Is he's awkward, so it kind of came off creepy. Yeah. But I think he's just genuinely awkward and was trying to say something friendly, like, hey, heart hands would be nice towards everybody, but he just doesn't know how to talk.
That's maybe I'm wrong here because there's so many people outraged, but everybody's outraged about everything. I don't understand. So it sounds like someone who's
autistic.
It almost does. It almost sounds like someone who's like a dork.
I was getting some autism vibes from that one. He's like, I'm a columnist now. Let me talk to this girl.
I'm Greg Doyle.
It's like a Big E question, He's like, I would like if you made a heart hand towards me.
Yeah, he's like, well, you do it towards me, we'll get along just fine. Yeah. It's like trying to make a connection with the new girl in town. But no, it's received as he's some sexist pervert.
Obviously a pervert.
It's like, I would totally understand if he was like, Caitlin, welcome to the Indiana Hot Flashes.
Yep.
I was wondering what shape do you trim your bush into?
I was watching you run down the court. Like, do you wear a bra when you play?
Yeah. If you were asking about her sports bra or how she trims her pubes, fine. But like, this is a gesture she makes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's just like, I'm going to need more evidence than that. That this guy's a pervert who should lose his job.
Yeah.
This idea of everybody losing their job.
The most innocent. Look,
holy shit.
I've worked on a lot of job sites that way worse things get said to the women who are in the room.
I've known chicks that have said way worse.
Oh, yeah.
Like way worse.
I work with them.
He then, so she got plenty of criticism, including from Barstool Sports, Dave
Portnoy's one to talk, who's openly said he has very, very rough BDSM sex shit.
Yeah, like he's known for leaving because rug burns all over chicks.
A woman was trying to sue him or get him in like a lot of fucking trouble for beating her, and it's like, no, this was consensual.
Yeah, I just like it really rough.
And he's mad at a heart hand comment.
He's calling him a sexist pervert and nauseating in a series of scathing tweets. I'm like, really?
Man, I had some respect.
Did I miss something here? Feel free to email walters@detroitcast.com. Honestly, or do it in the chats here. Is there more to that I missed? Did he pull his dick out at the end of that and they just cut to black screen there? Because I'm missing it. If it's just a hard hand and kind of a
like right after it cut,
goofy
he just stood up,
way of saying it.
Out. Look at my dick.
Yeah, if he did that, then I'd understand. Doyle then responded with a tweet and a column of his own, but he's gotten more abuse for that. So he had like an apology column that he wrote. And but now they say that even struck the wrong tone, his apology. Of course, they made up their minds about you, bro. Yeah. Have you not learned that these people don't?
Fuck it.
They're not really upset. Yeah. None of them are. And so when they demand something, like there's no innocent way of going, I said that kind of weird. My bad.
I've always thought
like
about
my
this.
bad doesn't work at all anymore.
No.
Like you can't apologize. You can never be sorry enough. None of these people forgive you because they're not actually mad at you.
No.
They're just looking for fucking scalps. That's all they're doing.
I've had this little thing. I've thought about it a lot just because I overthink things sometimes. But if anyone ever had to make me apologize, don't apologize.
Yeah.
You just go quiet for a little bit, maybe a month or two, and then just come back out and do
or
what
a
you're
week.
Doing. Yeah.
They'll move on. If you ignore them.
Exactly. If you ignore them, they move on.
The original tweet wasn't enough. You had to turn it into an article to get clicks. Just resign, please. Who are you, keyboard warrior?
Yeah.
So this guy goes to college, gets a journalism degree, works at outlets all over the country, and now he's working at the Indiana Star as a sports reporter, and you want all that career thrown away. Yep. Throw it away.
This man has
ban him from polite society for that.
This guy's got a prestigious career for covering the hot flashes.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Disney wrote on X, just stop, man. Stop. Writing a column for hits after issuing an apology on Twitter doesn't say much about your sincerity. I know this column will probably get lots of hits since everyone is angry at my actions. Stop. Okay, just assume. First off, that's what he does for a living. He writes columns.
That's his bread and butter.
If I did something, I would more than likely address it on this show.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be about, he's trying to get hits to address this, blah, blah. It's like, no, that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He writes columns. I'm not making the connection to where this guy needs to be thrown out of society for this. Came off a little creepy, sure, I guess. But
I wouldn't call him a total pervert. I'd just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Rephrase that, dude.
I don't even know if I'd say that. I would have just laughed it off and said, okay, what's your question?
Sounds like the crowd laughed it off, too. Like, nobody
They did.
Why did he start it? Like, you feel like if it was this big of a deal, somebody in that audience would have stood up and be like, hey, that was uncool.
Yeah, uncalled for.
You can't do that.
That little girl can't take care of herself.
Yeah.
That 6'4" girl can't take care of herself.
That 6'4" millionaire.
Yeah. So, Greg, all due respect, your apology continues to miss a big part of the point, and that's just the way I am is not an excuse for anyone above the age of 5. I'd say 6-year-olds could get away with that too.
Yeah.
You know, don't cut it off at 5 years old. And I don't know any 5-year-olds that would say that. That's just the way I am. I don't know. That's something a 20-year-old would say, or 40-year-old even. It's just the way I am. It kind of goes along with the whole, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. It's just the way I am. Doyle admits he screwed up and insists he is known locally for having awkward conversations with people. Yeah, he sounds like he's got a touch of the burgers.
I think it's a little tism there.
Little tism. I mean, spectrum-y.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's okay. It's a safe place.
He said he was initially in denial and didn't do nothing wrong before realizing he was ignorant and has learned that I need to be more aware about how I talk to people. Yeah, he's
can't give in to him.
He's like, fuck, and now I got to move my family from India. I got to go somewhere else now. I now realize what I said and how I said it was wrong. Wrong. I mean, it was just wrong. Caitlin Clark, I'm so sorry. Settle down.
I mean, this guy is such a total pussy. It's stunning.
I agree.
Yeah.
CBS sports senior contributor Shireen Ahmed suggested Doyle should be stripped of his credentials. he can no longer cover the sport. I mean,
can't do
what's he going to do
anything.
next? Whip his dick out?
Well, that's the best part is they said stripped credentials. So it's like he can't have a job in journalism ever.
Get rid of his, especially for this team, the Hot Flashes or whatever they are.
The Fever.
Almost every one of my women colleagues and students in sports media and sports journalism are sharing that clip of Greg Doyle and Caitlin Clark with disgust. We are rightly furious and fed up. Are you really? You're furious and fed up over that?
If that's the
dude, you need to grow a spine, Shireen Ahmed. Holy fuck, bro. Fed up and furious? You'd think that he shot her.
Yeah, he jumped up and yelled racial slurs.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, we are rightly fed up. His cred should be revoked and offered to an unentitled journalist who respects women. Oh, let me guess. One of color? Would that be the one you're talking about that's not capable of being entitled? Yeah, exactly. Maybe a trans reporter who's unentitled. Is that what you're thinking there, Mr. Ahmed? Holy shit, dude. It's not only it is also not the first controversy involving Clark since she was drafted Monday night with fans furiously reacting to her salary at the Indiana Fever.
Yeah, I was going to say for all this talk about at WNBA not making money, she is currently worth $3.4 million.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's already making money.
She is the fourth highest paid college athlete behind LeBron James' son, Bronny James, Colorado shooter Sanders, and LSU's Libby Dunn.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's about to walk into a 10-figure deal with Nike.
Yeah.
She'll have her own shoe. She'll be the first broad to have her own shoe.
Good for her.
Good.
That's what I say. You know what? If you women want to be paid like men, start bringing in the numbers like the men do, and there you go.
No. They bring in $10 billion, and the WNBA has $60 million in TV contracts.
At least getting a little bit going here.
Yeah. Well, I did remember from the last Bill Burr special, him talking about the WNBA. We'll play that in a minute, because I think Bill's take on this, I don't know if you've seen it. I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I love Bill Burr.
Yeah, I think his take on it is better than anyone's, and so we'll play that in a second. But her male equivalent, number one overall pick, Victor Wembanyama, picked up $12 million in his first season, and Clark she'll just earn $76,000 in her first year. Even President Dementia has weighed in on the news, demanding the WNBA players are paid their fair share. So what is that, Joe? What's their fair share?
I was going to say, because I'm pretty sure the WNBA has been on life support because of the NBA.
Yeah. Oh, the NBA owns the WNBA. Yeah. Each franchise
it's the only
owns
reason
one of those
the WNBA
teams.
Exists.
They've lost an average of $1 million a year for 22 straight years, 23 straight years.
You know what's funny about the NBA is that there's no rule about women playing in the NBA. They're just not good enough to play in the NBA.
Oh yeah, no,
so
they can all
totally
be
a woman
play.
in the NBA. Anybody can play in the NBA.
Yep,
I'm gonna try out tomorrow.
Could. So what did Biden say? What did this dipshit say? Actually, he didn't say shit.
I was going to say,
whoever wrote on his Twitter.
Yeah.
Women in sports continue to push new boundaries and inspire us all. Do they? Like who? Who are these women that are inspiring us all, Joe? Explain yourself.
I can't name one.
No. But right now we're seeing that even if you're the best, women are not paid their fair share. It's time that we give our daughters the same opportunities as our sons and ensure women are paid what they deserve. Holy shit. I don't even know how to respond to that. This is such a clown world we're living in.
They are getting paid what they deserve. They're getting paid based on their income.
They're getting paid more than they deserve.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the way it is. And when you start going to and maybe this is the truth. Maybe this girl is so good. Maybe she's the LeBron James of her era, and young girls are inspired, and all of a sudden they become the women's national soccer team
that was a bigger thing.
That were actual heroes until they turned into absolute twats the last couple of years. But before that, they were heroes. They were worthy of SportsCenter. They were worthy of all that. All you need to know about the WNBA is their attendance has blown, and the video of the team that won the title doing a parade on a bus in Chicago is one of the all-time funniest videos you'll ever see.
Oh, yeah.
It is fucking
it's one bus going down the road.
Hilarious.
Like, what are they talking about?
Absolutely no one. They're waving to ghosts.
Yeah.
They're waving to Biden voters. There's nobody
I'll put it like this. The number one viewed WNBA program ever, was this recent draft.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not even a game.
And it wasn't even close. They went from like their highest watched anything was like 600,000 to 2.4 million because of her.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. And you know what that means? There's a structure for rookie salaries in a lot of these leagues, right? Victor Wembanyama or whatever is making $55 million a year, but the rookie deal is $12 million. And I believe and the WNBA is no different. Like the average salary in the WNBA, I think is $100,000, which is amazing. You have a 6-figure job to play basketball and most of the country doesn't give a shit. That's incredible. And there's no other business that would survive like the WNBA is allowed to. Strictly for DEI purposes. There's no other reason.
I love that they have to throw in the average salary of an NBA player whenever you look up WNBA average salary. So in 2023, the WNBA player made $113,295 base salary on average, while an NBA player made a base salary of $9.7 million.
Yeah, crazy how that works. It must just be sexism.
Obviously.
I mean, give me a fucking break. So there's a set structure. So she's got a 3-year deal that pays her $76,000 and then $78,000 and then something. And then there's a 4th-year option. Well, none of that matters because, you know, Michael Jordan made $1 million a year for a lot of his years and then made $100 million with fucking Nike.
That's what I was about to say.
This is exactly what will happen. She'll make her measly $76,000 a year and then she'll make $10 fucking million
for somebody
a
making
year.
$76,000, how do you get 3.8 mil?
Yeah, because she's got other endorsement deals and there's more flocking. They're seeing the numbers. Sponsors see the numbers. They go, holy shit. For the first time ever, someone gives a shit about these, you know, lesbians shooting basketballs.
And they all want to be the first one in.
They all want to get involved. And so they will.
There's your sexism is every company
Wait for the
in.
racism, too. Wait for the racism because she's a white girl.
Yep.
So it's going to be like, oh, sure.
It already happened.
If she's bombing threes from all over the court and no one can stop her, has it?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
I think the previous #1 WNBA player or something has come out, a black woman in the past, right?
Yeah.
Has come out and said Caitlin Clark's a disgrace or blah, 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 because she beat her records and she was pissed off and it was racism.
Oh, yeah. That's smart. Smart. That shows you the level of media training these morons have. They don't even give them media training, probably. So they're just left on their own, and they come out sounding like assholes and ingrates and everything else. It's just, I don't know. She's not going to make me watch the WNBA, and no amount of tweets from Joe fucking Biden will ever make me, like, what? All we see is clown from this guy. Like, there's nothing. I can't point to a time when I'm like, well, he's got a point there. Like, never. Everything that comes out of that fucking guy's mouth is just clowning to some weird base.
Yep.
This weird, wacko base. I don't get it. It's like, do we no longer speak to the majority of people? Can we not have honest conversations? Maybe this chick changes the entire dynamic of the WNBA. I would ask you this. If you put a gun to my head right now and said, what's the name of the Detroit WNBA franchise?
The Detroit Dykes. That's my guess.
I couldn't tell you. With a gun to my head,
I couldn't.
I could not name a single franchise in the WNBA. Name another sport. I'll name fucking franchises on it for you. Sports I don't watch. Very familiar with the franchises. I cannot name a single WNBA franchise. And I've already forgotten the name of this one. The Indiana Hot Flashes is all I know. Fevers.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. It's not going to get stuck. But why don't we listen to Bill Burr talk about this? And I think the opening to this segment on the WNBA is hilarious because I've seen these segments when you get some retard on the panel and you've got, 4 guys, maybe an ex-jock or 2, and then a host and someone else, and then a woman, and she's demanding...
The whole.
Yeah, the whole, exactly. The whole is demanding higher salaries, blah, 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 and why aren't they? Why aren't these women get paid fairly?
Panel knows, but they can't say it.
But they won't, and that's Bill's point. He's like, these guys are looking around like, and it's like, yeah. Can you imagine having to be, how pathetic you have to be on that panel? It's fucking hilarious. Let's listen to Bill.
A couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts bitching, going like, I don't understand. How come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to sit there like dumbfounded, like, I don't know. Why is that? Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any fucking tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000 seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night. The promoter lost his fucking ass on that gig. I'm not saying no professional female athletes, Serena Williams, the women in the UFC, but nobody's watching your fucking sport. And then you're gonna come and you're gonna get mad at fucking men. They keep doing that shit. Why are you yelling at us? It's not our fucking job. It's not my fucking job to give a fuck about women's soccer.
Yep.
Okay? I have men's sport to pay attention to. It's your bullshit, right? Dude, look at the WNBA. Nobody in the WNBA got COVID. Nobody. They have been playing in front of 300 to 400 people a night for a quarter of a century.
I'm just pausing for a second so we don't get hit with anything.
Why?
Oh, algorithms will catch it. Know that we're taking things.
Yeah.
You always give it a second comment, then you go back to it.
Yeah.
Cheat.
Mention it's a male-subsidized league. We gave you a fucking league. None of you showed up. Where are all the feminists? None of you went to the fucking games. None of you. You failed them. Not me. Not men. Women failed the WNBA. Ladies, name your top 5 all-time WNBA players of all time. Come on.
Perfect.
That's it. Name 5 WNBA teams. Name the WNBA team in your fucking city.
Yeah,
you can't do it.
Can't do it.
You don't give a fuck about them. They play night in and night out in front of nobody. It's a fucking tragedy. Right? And then meanwhile, you look at the Kardashians, they're making billions. You look at those Real Housewife shows, they're making money hand over fist, because that's what women are watching. And the money listens. You don't want to watch this shit, you watch this shit. They just shoot it over there, drowning these whores in money. Purses and shoes and Botox. It's just raining. It's raining money.
Yeah, we should probably kill it there. We're probably getting.
I could watch Bill Burr all night.
Oh yeah,
that live at the Red Rocks is perfect.
Yeah, they're all so good. But tell me where he's wrong.
There's
a reason an arena full of people are laughing their asses off, including women. And I'm being dead serious. Gun to my head, I still cannot come up with the name of. Does Detroit have a franchise?
Oh, I gotta try and find it now.
Or did they even cancel that? I don't know what I have no fucking clue. No offense to the ladies.
Oh shit, we do have a team. It's the Detroit Shock.
No, that's a soccer team. Is that
no National Basketball Association WNBA team based in Auburn Hills, Michigan?
Well, that's old because they're not even in Auburn Hills anymore.
They made 2003, 06, 08 WNBA champions.
Yeah. That's when they changed the.
Obviously, I'm trying to see what's
the
up
street
modern.
to 6 championship way or something.
Oh, it looks like they ended in 2009.
Okay, yeah. Do we have a team now?
I'm checking.
Honestly, is the Liberty a team? Is that might be a team somewhere?
Maybe.
Seems like a New York branch or something. I honestly don't know. So, but we're gonna get to that point where we're just probably writing checks for no reason except to get good DEI figures for these groups. I mean, Bill's right. The NBA subsidized that league. That's why they're still there, because no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
And maybe Caitlin Clark is just what they need.
Oh, it looks like there's only 12 WNBA teams total.
Okay. I thought I read in one of the articles that they're looking to expand in 2025.
Yeah.
Literally on the back of Caitlin Clark already. Yeah. That this is what we've needed all this time to make people care about the league. I don't think they will. I still don't think they will. But this idea, that in a capitalist society, Bill's absolutely right. Women can make shit tons of money. The Kardashians are all billionaires. They fight, they get Botox, they go shoe shopping, and whatever else they do. I've never seen a single episode of the Kardashians. Whatever the fuck they do, chicks seem to be into it.
They usually just put their name on some other company's product, and that's about
okay. But the TV show itself, that's what it was. And it was them talking shit and going on dates, and chicks gravitated towards it. I know lots of girls that love that show. Yeah. Smart girls. And that's what they like. They sure as shit weren't tuning into the WNBA. And Bill, I think, goes on, if that's the same set. I don't know if that's the one from his special.
It's from Live at the Red Rocks.
Is that one from Live at the Red Rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he goes on to talking about, like, you should be, why aren't you lesbians up there with your butch haircuts, painting your faces and, flashing titties for these girls? Like, that's what dumb guys do. Guys can't wait to go get fucking drunk in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Paint their faces like an animal.
And go scream at their guy friends.
Yeah, and then go scream and fucking chest bump each other.
Yell at the opposing team. Be aggressive for no reason. It's fun.
It's fun. That's what guys like to do.
And I know you mentioned earlier about the whole racism aspect.
Oh, yeah.
I found the article. Basketball Hall of Famer, female basketball Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Lynette Woodward.
Have you ever heard of that name? Nope. Lynette Woodward.
Well, Woodard.
Lynette Woodard. That should tell you something. I've never heard that name in my life.
That's kind of where her racism comes in.
It's not because she's black. I've heard of Serena Williams.
She pulls the black angle on it.
Of course.
Clark made history when she scored the 3,650th point of her career in February, surpassing the former record of 3,649 points, which Woodard racked up between 77 and 81. The 22-year-old's total, blah, blah. I'm trying to find where comment is. There it is. I don't think my record has been broken because you can't duplicate what you're not duplicating. So unless you come with a men's basketball and a 2-point shot, but just for you, so you can understand, so you can help me spread that word, she continued, I am the hidden figure, but no longer now. My record was hidden from everyone for 43 years. So she's declaring she's the hidden figure of basketball.
Yeah, so Hidden Figure's the movie of the black chicks going to space.
Going to space because all the black people in math, not the Nazis we stole from Germany.
Yeah, as Shane Gillis says, my dad calls it Medea goes to the moon.
Yep.
Or something like that.
I didn't know they had black women Nazis.
Yeah. So Lynette is talking then about, so they must not have had the 3-pointer line for women.
Nope.
And they must have just used a standard size men's basketball.
Yep.
So it's not fair.
Different.
So fuck off, Lynette.
Yeah.
This has happened for generations, for eons, where some guys set records in a 12-game season, and then someone else shattered those records in a 14 or 16-game season.
If you look at sports going all from baseball, like even like what's his name? I'm terrible with sports athletes and stuff like that.
I can tell.
Yeah. One of the most famous baseball players of all time, but it's like one of those things where if you look at like the old records of the greatest players of all time, they're getting shattered by regular players now.
Yeah.
They're just walking circles around them.
Yeah, in some cases.
It's just kind of like the progression of most sports, I feel.
It's generational, but O.J. Simpson, rest his soul.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson rushed for over 2,000 yards in a 14-game season. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He still holds the record for the most 200-yard games ever.
Like, did they take his trophy away?
They did, yeah, which is bullshit.
I think it's bullshit.
There's some
doesn't matter what you do, you still earn that trophy.
He absolutely murdered 2 people.
Sorry.
Totally
question.
murdered. So this idea, like, do it with a regular sized basketball. Like, can you imagine if you would never have a male athlete who's a Hall of Fame caliber player or a world record holder going, I hope that guy never catches my record. And if he does, it's cheating or it's racism because he did it with a different size football or they played more games. Like, no guy would ever say that. They just wouldn't. And this is whatever her name is that I've never heard of.
I forgot it already. Oh, here it is. Lynette Woodard.
Lynette Woodard. Okay, I will quickly forget that name.
Yep.
I just don't care. And if I think the women's soccer did no favors for women's sports when they turned into absolute twats overnight and got into all the woke nonsense.
That Megan chick, right?
Yeah, rape and hoe. I'm just done with them. And I'm sorry, I don't care how good Caitlin Clark is at shooting hoops. I'm never going to watch her. I don't care. I don't care to watch slow basketball. But from what I understand, it's more people are tuning into that right now too, and they're finding it entertaining. I won't be one of those people.
No.
But I'm not really watching the NBA anymore either.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't. I'm these entitled divas on all levels. It's tough. It's hard for me to admit because I was a lifelong supporter of a lot of these sports, and I'm just done. I can't do it with football because that's my thing, hand, mouth, butt, vagine, and football. That's it. So, but the other sports are falling off for me, where it's like I don't even.
I was going to say, do you think the WNBA right now is getting a lot of more promotion just due to straight up sports betting? Because
probably,
I feel like in between seasons, if you have nothing else to bet on, there's a lot of people who are like, fuck it, I'll bet on the Special
Oh yeah,
Olympics.
dude. Yeah, they'll bet on
Fuck
the.
it, I'll
They'll
bet on the
on
WNBA.
They bet on high school shit.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, WNBA. It's probably
And I think with
hilarious.
sports betting getting so popular right now, and it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
you can't get away from it.
it's gonna destroy all these sports.
It's probably the time for the WNBA to get some viewers.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you are living in an alternate reality if you're one of those people like, yeah, women deserve as much as men and the NBA players versus the WNBA. Like, you are in fantasy land. But go ahead. If they want to bankrupt both leagues, I don't give a shit. Knock yourselves out. And we'll see. Hopefully a bunch of you young girls out there go and buy the new Caitlin Clark shoes when they come out. Here's the problem.
They won't be worth shit.
Yeah.
Are those Gen 1 Caitlin Clarks?
And there's not a guy on planet Earth that's going to wear a pair of Caitlin Clarks.
I don't think they'll make them.
Sorry. No, of course they won't.
It'll be a whole fucking women's only shoe.
Yeah.
This is our turn.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Good. Take it. You can have
All
it.
yours.
And you're going to have a
keep
real
wearing
tough time.
Jordans.
Because there's tons of chicks who wear Jordans.
Yeah.
Like majority of chicks wear
It's usually-
Jordans.
there's a whole subculture of like how you can judge people based on their Jordans.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
You see black Air Force Ones, you get the fuck out.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. I've seen some of that stuff. I don't
You
know
see
what the
white Air
rules
Force
are.
Ones, you probably can get some Newports off that person.
Yeah, I've seen some videos on that where people are like, "What's something that'll make you fucking end a date early?" And they were talking like
Yep.
that, like black Air Force Ones.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's
That
which
chick
is
wants to fight.
hilarious. So we'll see if chicks just gobble up the Caitlin Clarks, and it makes sense to have an $80 million Nike deal. We'll see. We'll see. I wouldn't bet
I
on
wish
it.
them
But
the best of luck, but
yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Hey, and if they do, more power to them.
Yep.
More power to them. Serena Williams probably has her own shoe. That's fine.
I've never heard of it.
I haven't either. It wouldn't be marketed to us, though. So I don't know. We'll see. Arizona, speaking of Arizona, I mentioned them earlier. I don't know what the fuck these people are thinking with this abortion thing. I got to be honest. I just think this is so dumb. This is just like if you want to guarantee tanking elections.
Yeah, it was the same thing
Like
that got us kicked out
double,
of.
triple down on this stuff. It's mind blowing to me. Arizona House Republicans have once again rejected an attempt to fast track a bill that would repeal that 160-year-old abortion law that the Supreme Court just allowed to go into effect. I still think this gets overturned in some way. They're going to fix
Yeah.
this in Arizona. This is not going to be.
I know they've got a Republican governor, but she's got to see the writing on the wall. Like, hey, if you keep running on this, they're going to kick you out next, and
Yeah.
you're going to lose everything.
You can't have that many women
No.
pissed off at you, and
It's
men
just not
too.
a winning thing. Like, abortion's not really a winning topic in general. That's why it's been fighting forever.
Yeah,
But
I
you-
agree
you
with
gotta
that.
give up some ground. I'm sorry. I get the conservative view. They think they're killing people. You
Yeah.
got to give some ground.
You have to. And
It's
the
the only way to
fact
get the rest
is
of your shit done.
this really is bipartisan.
Yeah.
Most people in the country, like vast majority of people in the country, agree that some level of abortion should be legal.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those like, oh, it should be rare and all that, but I understand people that think that way.
I think it just needs to be less like a your plan A, more of like a plan F.
I think it's whatever plan women want.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's my thought, and I know hardcore conservatives or like the Christian right will take great offense at that. That's just me, and I'm never going to have an abortion, so don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
I'm not either.
But I do think like if you're in that corner, like hardcore, isn't it for God to judge? And I don't think I've gotten a straight answer on this where it's like, okay, if these people want to do this, then if your beliefs hold true, then they will have to answer to a higher power at some point for this sin.
There's a lot of things
So
that the
let that
conservatives
happen.
latch onto where if you just told them like, dude, let God solve it. They could
I
get
know
a lot more
Jay,
done.
Jay and I used to argue about this, and Jay's big hangup was the government assistance. So my taxes are going to pay
And I
for
can
that.
see that, but
and
also
it's like
I don't think it is like that anymore.
that's when I came up with the plan to have like things you can check one box.
Yeah.
On the tax
You get the
form, like
optional
I don't
tax
want my
box.
taxes going to fund your fucking war machine.
Yep.
That's it. Whatever else is that the taxes go to, that's it.
You throw
But if-
roads on that, man. I'm
But if
fucking do that.
abortion is in there and you're like, I do not want my money going to fucking fund abortions, you can check that off in your taxes.
You know what the best part about that idea is too, that kind of makes it work on multiple levels, is it shows where the country's at on certain topics.
Yeah,
It
and if
shows where they want to
all
throw
of a
their
sudden
money.
nobody wants taxes
Oh
going
shit!
to.
Looks like nobody likes this.
Yeah, nobody likes the wars. Well, the problem is they need to fucking
Yeah.
keep the war machine going. So
So they got Lockheed Martin and shit.
And I even used to
figure it
say
out.
at the time, hey, just let them go to bed thinking that.
Yeah.
That, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. No of your tax dollars are going. You can sleep well at night. None of your tax dollars are going to abortion. We saw what you checked.
Yep.
And just fucking fund whatever you want. You're going to do that
It's
anyways.
going to do it anyways. But
So, but you're going to lose elections over this, like big time. If you wanted to give this inept, dementia-riddled sack of shit that's running this country right now, if you want to give Weekend at Bernie's another 4 years, keep doing shit like this. I don't know what to tell you. It's asinine that you're going to double and triple down on these abortion laws. Really?
it's such a losing battle, especially in today's day and age.
Yeah, it really is. Republican leaders in the State House rejected a motion by Democrat Stephanie Stahl Hamilton, which called for a procedural vote on fast-tracking her bill that would repeal the abortion ban, the 1864 one. But the GOP leaders allowed for a vote on if their move to block the vote was correct. Republicans, who hold a one-seat majority in the Arizona House, not for long with stuff like this, lost one fellow party member on the vote, leading to a 30-30 split. Tiebreaker was broken by a vote from the chair against moving forward with the abortion ban repeal. The last thing we should be doing today is rushing a bill through the legislative process to repeal a law that has been enacted and affirmed by the legislature several times, Speaker Ben Toma said. Republicans' rejection marks the second time the House has stopped an effort to kill the law since the ban was greenlit by the Supreme Court. After the House voted in favor of recess over moving forward with the repeal of the abortion law, some state lawmakers began shouting, "Shame, shame." I love a good shame moment. Shame on the House floor. At least two Arizona Republican lawmakers, Matt Gress and David Cook, have indicated that they support a repeal of the abortion law. But then, so Cook told CNN, "This territorial law needs to be repealed." And then, of course, he voted with his Republicans to reject fast track.
Yeah, good job.
I don't get it. Talk about cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Yep, I see Stir Crazy popped up in the comments. He said, why does the physical location of a baby make abortion better than murder? Inside's okay, but outside it's a murder.
Yeah.
Of the baby.
No, I get it.
I see what he's saying, but also I feel like that's late term pregnancy. Like we're talking more so about clumps of cells and stuff, things that aren't.
Yeah, I don't buy the clumps of cells thing.
I get that.
I
definitely think
understand
it's
it
after a certain point.
Which is, years ago I used to say, look, I've got the solution. I can fix these problems. I got the solution for it. You can have your abortion, but you need to check this box.
That says,
the
I'm
consent
committing murder.
form. I understand that I'm killing a potential human life.
Yeah.
Like that, fine. Just admit that, and then we can all go our separate ways. But nobody wants to listen to me. No one wants to hear what old Mikey Boy's got to say about it, because I can fix some of these problems. But it's basically a few years after I said that. I'm sure Bill Burr was listening. He took that. He did that whole fucking joke about putting a cake in the oven, and someone comes in and grabs that cake out and throws it across the room, and batter goes everywhere. And it's like, that wasn't a cake. That was just batter. It's like, well, it was gonna be
a cake at some point.
Yeah, if you'd fucking not ripped it out of the oven and thrown it across the garbage, that, which is true, very true. Anyways, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I can't believe this story. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. I don't like talking about celebrities much, but Surrey, their kid is 18 today.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
To adulthood with Tom Cruise as a dad.
Yeah, who she doesn't
barely.
talk to.
I was going to say it.
Yeah,
barely a dad.
Yeah, which is wild. This is just the cultish behavior of this Scientology shit is just remarkable. No real religion, no real one of people that care would have you just like kill a family member or just write them off for not believing exactly what you do.
I was going to say, for as much as Surrey doesn't see her dad, it's probably because Tom Cruise doesn't see her. Like, he wrote her off and everything else over there. He's like, these aren't my kids anymore. I am a Scientologist.
So today will mark her 18th birthday without her dad, Tom, who has all but exiled from his youngest child's life for many years, a bitter rift that stems in large part from Katie and Surrey's decision to cut ties with Scientology. Yep, that'll do it. At the age of 18, she's now legally adult, officially capable of making her own decisions. But while sources close to the teen say she is still weighing up her options as far as her future career, I guess she's not going into acting. It sounds like she'll go to school and do some sort of fashion shit, which so many of these people do.
They got the parents' money forever. They're all right.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. So as she turns 18, Tom Cruise will no longer be required to pay child support, a sum that reportedly amounted to a hefty $400,000 a year.
Oh, that's less. That's not much.
I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, ooh, that's a big one.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, 400 grand a month. That's not bad.
Afford it, but
that's not bad.
Yeah, for Tom Cruise.
He's worth $600 million.
$400,000 a year.
400,000.
That's the power of Scientology. I guarantee you that's Scientology at work.
That's one hell of a lawyer.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought the rules, especially in California, were set up that you can't have a kid like, oh, I'm over here with $600 million dad on weekends and it's fucking awesome. And then over here with mom, we're in a 1,200 square foot, whatever. We're in a bungalow and wherever land.
You're looking at your mom like, well, you have to leave him. You have to leave him.
And so part of the divorce stuff is that they make you like give enough that mom can leave. The kid can have very similar lifestyles no matter where they go. Now, I'm not saying Katie Holmes doesn't have plenty of money. Katie's been in plenty of movies, and I don't know what her settlement with Tom was, but $400,000 a year. I swear to God, I thought it was going to say 400 grand a month.
That's what I was thinking too.
He's not even paying $1 million a year for his kid. Yeah. That's insanity.
And I was going to say, as of 2024, Katie Holmes is worth about $25 million, so she's all right.
She's fine, but still, he's worth $600 million.
Yeah,
and that's his
Tom
daughter.
Cruise level, but
not even close. He's honestly in this generation, the last 3 generations. Is there a bigger movie star on planet Earth than Tom Cruise?
No, not too much.
I mean, honestly, name one. I can't think of anyone that's a bigger movie star over the last 30 years, 40 years than Tom Cruise.
A long career.
And look at his IMDb. It's a fucking Hall of Fame register of home runs. Like, it's incredible. Look at anybody else's IMDb and you go, he was in that. He did that movie. That thing bombed.
Yep.
Tom Cruise? Nope.
But
everything he touches is gold.
I was going to say, too, with Surrey, though, I mean, would you take $600 million, but you got to be a Scientologist, or would you go for $25 million and live your life?
Yeah. I would just think a court would be like, no, Tom, you're giving this kid $1 million a year.
Scientology.
Holy shit. You're going to do a movie this month and make $24 million.
There's so much money in Scientology, they probably paid off a judge or something. I guarantee it.
Maybe. Who knows? So, that was just seemed like a crazy low number to me.
It's like no secret.
Especially with the divorces settlements you see nowadays. And
I was going to say, because it's no secret that Sea Org, the Scientology stuff, uses actual slave labor. No secret at all. It's been confirmed pretty much at this point.
Yeah, they love
get
to
away
close
with
the
slave
doors.
labor. I'm pretty sure they can get away with giving Tom Cruise a pretty sweet deal on his child
But I'm
support.
pretty sure the courts would know what Tom Cruise's salary is. Like, you'd have to turn over that stuff. Like, Scientology can go so far.
Yeah.
But they don't own the court systems. And Katie Holmes would not be a nobody that couldn't hire proper Hollywood lawyers to go to court and demand. Tom Cruise couldn't walk out of that, and unless she just wanted to get the fuck away from him.
That's also possible.
Don't demand co-custody, because I think they gave him that at first, and then it was just like, yeah, I don't want this thing. So Surrey was just 6 years old when her parents' marriage fell apart, but she very quickly found herself thrown into the center of controversy surrounding their split and the fascination with the role that Tom's devotion to Scientology's played in it. Questions over whether she would continue to follow her father's faith were quickly answered. Katie awarded sole custody of their daughter, made it glaringly apparent that she had no plans to allow Surrey to be caught up in the world of Scientology. Yeah, it's a cult.
Yeah.
It's a fucking cult. No question about it. Maybe it's good for his mental health. I'm not saying that there aren't some good tenets involved with, but L. Ron Hubbard is a joke. He's a science fiction writer. He was not a god. He wrote more science fiction pages than anybody that's ever lived. And you could see it in his writing in Scientology. And for them to get this cleared as a religion is comical, and their tax exempt status is comical. And the horror stories you hear about the lengths they'll go to out former members and destroy their lives and blah, blah, blah. So while I don't agree with you that they could necessarily...
I got some article here.
Fuck over... his court payments,
Yeah.
I do think that they could make it difficult on some level or make it so abusive to Katie that it's not worth it. It's like, keep your fucking money. I don't need it. What do you got?
What we got here is, although none of them ever came to confirm or deny any rumors directly, it's been assumed that the main reason was Tom Cruise's Scientology ties. That's why his child support was so low.
How much? Wait, say that again?
Oh, what I was saying, I just looked up why his child support so low.
Yeah.
Mission's pop star. I'm trying to see if it says where it was at in this spot. There's so many pictures. Tom Cruise has paid a whopping $3.4 million in child support to Katie Holmes, yet to pay $363,000 more until Surrey turns 18 in 2024. And then it goes down here. It just said they never came out to confirm or deny any rumors directly. It's been assumed that the main reason was Tom Cruise's Scientology ties. As a result, the divorce appeal was filed by Holmes with her getting sole custody of their then 6-year-old daughter, Surrey Cruise. However, his daughter's custody was not the only thing Cruise had to give up at the time. Allegedly, according to the divorce settlement, the Top Gun star also needed to pay the hefty child support, including any medical or dental finances, until she turns 18. As a result, Tom Cruise has been completely estranged from his youngest child and has been paying $33,000 each month ever since.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
So he pays $33,000 a month and then medical and dental.
In 2019, Samantha Domingo, who stopped following Scientology in 2004, claimed Tom was not allowed to have a relationship with his daughter because she's not a Scientologist. She did pen a book, the author there, Samantha Domingo, about her time in the church. She told Us Weekly that due to the church's belief in reincarnation, they will not view Surrey as Tom's daughter. Instead, she claimed they saw Surrey as a spiritual being in his daughter's body. Okay.
I was going to say the most unfortunate part of this is that Surrey looks a lot like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, does she?
Yeah,
does she?
a little bit.
I saw a picture of her.
Not so much anymore, but as a kid, I was like, whoa, she's got the center tooth and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny. That's funny. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that you can get so worked up in these dumb religions that and if you think about it, any kind, loving, forgiving, father-like figure would never be like, oh, your offspring doesn't believe exactly what I tell you to believe.
Fuck that kid.
Fuck that. Write them out of your life. Like, that's just creepy and gross. And how they fall for that, who knows? But, not my place. Surrey's probably better off.
I think so. I was going to say, I'll take $25 million in my freedom over $600 million in Scientology. I
think Katie Holmes is from around here. Oh. I know she's Midwestern. I want to say she's from Southeast Michigan somewhere. And so I think she's
Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo, Ohio.
So close.
Fuck, I almost said Ohio.
It's almost the border.
Damn it. Yeah, so she's from the Triple Nickel.
You might be right. Hold up.
Is she from around here originally?
No. She's from Toledo, Ohio, right? And then she's the youngest wife, blah, blah, homemaker, attorney who played basketball at Marquette University under coach A.I. McGuire. No, it looks like just Ohio.
I think if we look further into that, we're going to find out.
That's what I'm doing. Because that's what I'm saying. Is it's super easy for her to just move north like an hour and be in this area.
Yeah. So I think she's surrounded by family and good parents and all that kind of stuff. So probably best to get out of that Hollywood scene. And I don't know if she's doing anything now. She might even be back into acting. But boy, oh boy, the more you read about these Hollywood people, it's hilarious. It's just hilarious. And it's all this stuff coming out. And this is about all the Hollywood superstars and their children.
Aw.
It's remarkable how many of them are trans and non-binary. It's remarkable. It's
almost
crazy.
Like you're drilling some shit into your kids over there in Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollyweird. It's just Mick and Jennifer Garner.
Oh, I know this one.
They had a memorial service for Garner's father in Charleston, West Virginia.
Great time to come out as trans.
Publicly endorsed their 15-year-old child's new identity.
Hey, everybody, I know we're here grieving my dad, but look at my kid.
Yeah, look at him, her, they,
them,
they.
Theys.
This whole, can we lose the they, them thing? It's fucking
they're,
retarded.
I don't even say they, I just say thems.
Thems.
That's the gender to me.
It screws me up in articles.
Yeah, go look at thems.
I can't understand the articles.
Fuck thems.
Their daughter, Serafina Rose, now goes by Finn and uses the pronoun they. Are you just being an asshole when you want to go by they?
I think so.
Is that just your way of being a dickhead?
Yeah.
Because that's what it seems like.
I always tell people just either pick one or the other, and they're, well, I go back and forth. I'm like, that's not how that works. Just pick one or the other. You're either trans or you're trying to do something with it.
That's not how that works.
I don't know how. I just never woke up feeling like a woman one day.
Yeah. Well,
It's usually a process that you kind of get into and you start leaning into for a while. But these people think they could just wake up, be a woman one day.
see, this is where I get confused. They were wearing a dark suit and tie and sported a buzz cut. So they then is Finn. That's what they mean by that. And so instead of saying Finn was wearing, they just go they.
It's the standard early trans female to male look.
Is that what that
shave
is?
their head and start binding everything down and wearing suits. But
Yeah.
it's like Ellen Page did the same thing.
Yes.
Became Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
It's like
yeah,
you
don't
just
mind
look like
me.
a really awkward, weak man.
Yeah, very. You're just a tiny little man, aren't
It's like,
you?
oh, look at you, wee dude.
Yeah.
Look at this wee little guy.
You're probably going to get wide hips and a big butt, too, at some point. Yeah. Hello, my name is Finn Affleck. Finn read a Bible passage in service that celebrated a grandfather who Garner has talked about is like so conservative, he wouldn't let them get their ears pierced growing up. So I don't know that he would have been a huge fan of
Probably
Finn.
not. I don't think a good way to honor a man like that is coming out at his funeral.
I love how they point out, too, Finn is the offspring of two megastars who made their name embodying traditional gender stereotypes. It's like, oh, okay, so Ben played a dude and Jennifer Garner played a hot chick. Wow. The Afflecks certainly aren't the exception in having a trans family member in Hollywood. The upper echelons of Tinseltown packed with proud parents of trans, non-binary, and gender-fluid offspring.
Like Will Smith.
Yeah, we'll get to him. The Affleck clan already has Finn's step-sibling, Emma, the non-binary child of Jennifer Lopez.
You know, for
So
something
two
that's
in the
so
household.
rare, I'm surprised they have two in the household.
It's crazy.
It's almost like they're telling them to do this.
There was one I was reading about recently, and all four of this woman's kids were...
It was a Disney lady, I think, a Disney employee, right?
Was it? What-
Yeah, I think it was a higher up.
Well,
at
I
Disney
know
was
some of them
bragging.
are bat shitty too.
No,
But
there
this
was a
woman had
lady-
4
yeah.
kids, and they were all trans, which was just remarkable. It must be in the genes. Must be. Garner, Affleck, and Lopez join a long list of celebrity parents who have had to rethink their offspring's pronouns. Includes Charlize Theron, Jamie Lee Curtis, Cher, Sigourney Weaver, Annette Bening, and Warren Beatty. Cynthia Nixon, who was Sex and the City, Magic Johnson, Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union. More to come, too. Official estimates of the proportion of the U.S. that considers itself trans vary. According to the Williams Institute, 1.6 million Americans over the age of 13 identify as trans. That works out to 1 in 170 people.
Yeah.
Other studies say the figure is low. So why does Hollywood appear so overrepresented? I got some thoughts.
I got some thoughts too. As somebody
Yeah.
who's kind of gone down the road a little bit, it's really easy to go down the road.
Yeah.
You start a little bit, you start pushing a little bit, and as soon as all those compliments and all the nice words come
Yeah.
in, you want to keep going.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're wearing women's
Wait,
clothes.
hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I
Hold
told you
on.
this.
Hold on. Are you telling me that young people can be influenced by outside
I
forces?
think I'm telling you that. I'm sorry to break the news, but I
My
feel like young
God,
people are
man.
very impressionable.
Wow. I had no idea. Dr. Hilary Kaz's long-awaited report on gender transition in the UK last week warned that many minors who question their identity are actually suffering from anxiety, bad self-esteem, or troubles with body image. So they're suffering from what every kid has
Dude, I
suffered
came in
for
here a year
the
ago and I said, or 2 years ago now,
Yeah.
and I said the same exact thing.
Of course. And by the way, this is not something that some teens are going through.
No.
All of them are. And all of them, for all of history of time, went through that. Now,
From the biggest bully, Chad, whatever, football jock guy, is he's having the same fucking problems
Of
as the nerd
course
with the weird
he
shit.
is.
They're
And that
all
kid-
going through changes.
that kid gets a zit like everybody else, and
Yep.
he freaks out about it.
Yep.
You know, it's
That kid
just
looks
the
in the
way
mirror
it
and
is.
sees shit he doesn't like, just like everybody else.
Of course. So given that being a child of a Hollywood star can be notoriously challenging, many come off the rails. Or maybe it's simply because most of them live in the uber-liberal enclave of California, not to mention a like-minded industry where gender nonconformity is welcomed. And if a star does have a trans child, they may well want to tell the world about it, given that Hollywood has taken sides very firmly in
gonna
the
say,
fierce
does give-
culture war over trans topics.
It does give Affleck and Gardner some anti-cancellation status.
Yeah, because they
Good luck
have
pulling up
threatened
old
to
tweets
cancel.
on Affleck because he's got a trans kid that he loves and supports.
Exactly. Kate Hudson has even raised her children genderless. She's like she's letting her children
Oh,
decide.
that's the worst. Because
Yeah.
when you start them off like that, that's grooming. It's straight up grooming. If you
Yeah.
tell your kid when they're born, oh, you just pick your gender when you want. Don't
Yeah.
worry, it's just a concept. That's grooming your child from
Yeah.
birth. 'Cause their whole
I would
life,
think
they
so.
That's right.
Yeah. kids will believe whatever mushy shit you want to tell them. You could tell them anything.
It's the same argument. People are like, why don't people from North Korea just leave? I'm like, they don't know anything else.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all they got.
That's the whole point. That's why you can't have outside influences coming in.
Occasionally they'll get a USB with some American DVDs and be like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on out there?
Exactly. So one thing is clear. Stars who are open about having a trans child are rarely anything but wildly enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Wasn't always the case.
No.
Cher was not thrilled with Chaz Bono.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning. Now she is. Well, I believe in love. Yeah. I don't know what she believed at the time.
Yeah.
Nice show. I can't believe you knew that song.
I'm gay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, tell me I'm gay without telling me you're gay. So yeah, Cher was like, fuck this weirdo kid. And that was Chaz Bono was a cute kid too.
Yeah.
And now I think she's all in.
Yeah.
She's full. Cher
Kind of saw
is.
the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
And she's Canadian. They're always prone to liberalism.
Is Cher Canadian?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would know. Some admit
I'm the biggest fan.
They never saw their child's trans issues coming. Just popped up overnight, and then it was like, well, hello, here we go. Jamie Lee Curtis is among those taken unaware. She revealed in 21 her adopted child, Tom, is now trans, named Ruby. Curtis and her husband, Christopher Guest.
Curtis has always been kind of a manly woman to me.
Well, yeah.
Like since Freaky Friday and stuff, the short haircut, she's always playing like more of a bold character.
Dude, rumors about her having a cock have circulated since before you were born.
So I can definitely see
for
that.
real. Great tits, though.
Yeah.
I think she's shown her tits, and I'm pretty sure they're great. But they're long ago rumors about her having a cock and balls. So I don't know. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. But she's got Tom is now Ruby. They had initially struggled to adapt, accidentally using Ruby's dead name.
Oh no!
Oh my God, that happened. That actually happened in the house. They actually called him Tom one day, and it was like
fucking awful.
They also occasionally got the pronouns wrong. It's like, do you even like this kid? Let alone love it? What the fuck are you
hate
doing?
Your kid. Obviously, you want him to fail.
Holy shit! And they still have this kid. Celebrities are so lucky.
They're so lucky.
I mean, you should have gotten your kid taken away from you for behavior like that. Accidentally dead named and mispronounced your kid. I'm not proselytizing. Yeah. I'm not proselytizing, and I'm not trying to force feed something to people, she told People magazine in 21. Although her attitude appeared to have hardened by the time The Advocate, which is your magazine, right?
Yeah,
That's a magazine, homo magazine. They named her Advocate of the Year in 23 for championing their cause. Since then, see, even a 60, 70, whatever she is, 70-year-old woman can get awarded something, and it can make her feel so special that she's willing to jump fully in. So that little amount of support she got from The Advocate, like, look at you, Jamie Lee.
Yep.
You're our champion of the year for 23. I hope to teach them this is what you do when you're a parent. You suit up and you show up with your heart open, your arms outstretched, and your aim true. And your job is to tell the haters to back the fuck off.
Yep.
She jumped fully on board then. Sigourney Weaver has been far more discreet about her only child, who is now known as Shar.
Never in the news that much, though.
No.
She's always been a low-key type.
Yeah. We have a wonderful daughter who's now 32. I don't know how she still looks 12. In fact, they are non-binary, and they teach digital storytelling at Columbia.
Okay, cool.
Great. So an Ivy League
That's
school,
fine.
of course. Yeah. Perfect. Charlize Theron revealed her eldest child, Jackson, who she adopted as a baby, who she introduced to the world as a boy, is now being raised as a girl. Nice job, Charlize. Yes, I thought she was a boy, too, until she looked at me when she was 3 and said,
fuck.
I am not a boy. Charlize was like,
said
that's all the evidence I need.
I said the same shit when I was 3. I thought I was a fucking dinosaur for a while.
You did? And your parents?
They didn't implant
They didn't
spikes on
affirm
me.
you?
They didn't give me scales or anything. I'm pissed.
What?
I feel like I've been cheated out of my true self.
This is a quote. Until she looked at me when she was 3 years old and said, I am not a boy. So there you go. I have 2 beautiful daughters who I want to protect and I want to see thrive. It became harder for us the older she got that people were still writing about her in the wrong pronouns. It really hurt her feelings. Annette Bening and Warren Beatty in 92.
It's going to sound horrible, but
what?
You don't have 2 daughters. You have a daughter and a suicide statistic coming up.
Yeah. Even though the suicide statistic is bullshit. But yeah, I see where you're going with that. I appreciate it. So Annette Bening and Warren Beatty, married in 92, have 4 children, including Stephen Ira, a trans poet. Yeah, transgender poet.
Money as a poet.
Well, I don't know. Be a trans one. Maybe then they just throw gobs of money at you. I don't know.
I'll talk to Marina.
Benning has gone from admitting she was very ignorant about what it meant to be a trans child to becoming an outspoken advocate. What I would wish for every person to have someone who is trans in their family. We're getting close.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I've got one.
Annette.
I brought the trans into my family, so
Yeah.
now they're dealing with it.
Yeah, sure. Because once somebody you love is trans, then you get it.
You know what the funniest part is
Yeah.
about everyone having somebody in the trans family?
Yeah.
My whole family didn't fucking care.
Didn't care.
Nobody cared. They're
Nope.
like- I was like, oh yeah, I got a friend coming in. Also, they're trans. Don't worry about like genders or whatever. They're a friend of mine, so they're cool. And everyone in my house was like, cool. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Have I been discriminatory towards you?
No.
Since you've come over here? Do I treat you like shit?
I think it's hysterical.
Yeah, no, I don't, because I don't care either.
No.
I think it's sick and warped that all of these kids, and the Marinas of the world, I have always been just fine with.
Yeah.
I get it.
As an
Marina's
adult,
a
figured out her
fucking
life.
adult who can do her own thing.
Yep.
When your 3-year-old is making declarations for the rest of their life, and you're just like, okay, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. And I don't know how Child Protective Services doesn't step in when it's a 3-year-old you're talking
I'm
about.
surprised
I
they
just
get away
don't.
with it because like I got a tattoo when I was 20 that I already kind of regret now at 26.
Of course.
It's like
of course.
that's how easy it is,
Dude,
How-
that's the marker for us old people.
Yeah.
Is like, oh yeah, the regrettable thing I did at 18. Thank God it wasn't pull my tits out or cut my dick off.
Yeah.
I got a stupid tattoo.
That's all
and
mine is.
So many of us have that.
It's not even that bad of a tattoo. It's just I don't Rage Against the Machine just pisses me off anymore.
Yeah,
and people keep
there you
thinking
go.
it's a lefty tattoo, and I'm like, okay, hold on,
It's not.
it's not. I'm just a big Rage fan, but thank you.
Cynthia Nixon from Sex and the City, after years spent dating men, what do you know? She's lesbian now. In 2018, she revealed her 21-year-old eldest child, who was born Samantha, is trans now.
No, it happened to my brother.
Cool.
He dated a girl for 5 years who just one day was a
Lesed out.
lesbian.
Yeah. Well, we've all run
Yeah,
into
she
that
went
on
to
some
college.
level. Yeah, that happens. That
He's doing a
does
lot
happen.
better now. He's got himself a great girl.
So Cynthia says, I am so proud of my son, Samuel, who graduated college this month. She said on social media to mark the 14th annual Trans Day of Action. Will and Jada, son Jaden and daughter Willow, both described as gender fluid. Jaden was hailed as a non-binary icon in 16 after he was made the new face of Louis Vuitton women's wears campaign.
Yeah, your mom banging your friends kind of does a number on you.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm sorry, but when you get treated super special and you get campaigns from Louis Vuitton that pay you shit tons of money and you're getting praise and adulation for these things. So when it comes with a rewards package and all this special attention and magazine covers, you don't deserve to ever be on a magazine cover.
Yeah.
You are the offspring of a
Well, you know what the
superstar
funniest part
actor.
is-
That's it.
Jaden was actually not that bad of an actor when he did Karate Kid 3, and I think he was in the Pursuit of Happiness with his dad.
Yeah, he was. He
wasn't
was
that
a
bad.
little
He was
dude
a
in
little
that.
kid, but it was
Yeah.
like one of those things where it's like, dude, he could have totally just had a great acting career.
Yeah.
Ben Jaden.
Of course. But I just think how batshit these households are
Yeah.
and what they're dealing with.
Especially the Will Smith household. That's gonna be the worst.
Yeah, your mom's fucking your friend.
Yep.
Like that's
Your
gotta
dad's
be
getting
weird.
his.
That's got to be weird.
dad's slapping dudes.
Did you ever worry about that? Your friends banging your mom because your mom's hot as shit.
I've never worried about
dude,
it. But I heard a lot of comments about
do
it.
people listening know that Garrett's mom is hot as shit?
They're about to go look it up.
Oh my god, he sent me a picture and I don't even
It was
remember
from
why.
OJ. Yeah. 'cause
Oh
so-
yeah, your mom didn't bang OJ,
No.
but your aunt made
My
out with
aunt
OJ.
made out with OJ.
Hilarious, dude.
So it was after his robbery, about 2 days later. This is when he did the whole fucking robbery
In
thing.
Vegas.
In Vegas. My mom was out there for a wedding, right? For
Yeah.
my aunt or something. And they ended up running into OJ in a bar.
yeah,
And he was over in a little VIP section doing his own thing, keeping people away. And
Yeah.
of course, my mom and my aunt, whatever, everyone's a little more on the attractive side. They got into it. They were hanging out with OJ up on
of
him.
course. He loves the
Oh, he
blondes.
loves the blondes.
He loves.
So my aunt made out with him.
All I want is a white woman. Give me a
Yep.
blonde white woman. That's all he
And
wanted.
the best part is my mom is such a little shit. She's just egging him on. She's like,
Yeah.
I think I've seen you somewhere on TV or something.
Boy, I wonder where you get
Where
it
are you
then.
familiar from? It's like OJ's like, oh, you're a funny one. Like,
Yeah.
totally knowing that he's a fucking murderer.
Yeah,
My
that's
mom's just like, oh, I
hilarious.
think I've seen you somewhere. Are you famous or something?
Well, your aunt and your mom are both hot, cute in those pictures,
Yeah.
and I was like, I need to see an updated picture.
Well,
of
the
these
best part
two.
is
And Garrett sent me one. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was like, here's
dude,
the
your
Facebook.
mom's a fucking knockout. She's
Thank you.
gorgeous. Yeah.
But the funniest part is they sent that picture with OJ to the Drew and Mike show back in the day, and Drew and Mike ripped into him for my mom for her braces.
Your mom's wearing braces. She's got a big shit-eating grin. She's laughing. She's in the picture with OJ.
She's fucking wasted.
We should post it. Can we throw it? Maybe that picture in the bottom. And so apparently we made fun of her because of the braces. Well, I got to tell you, those braces did a fantastic job because your mom, her smile now, her teeth. I'm so jealous as I'm going through the teeth shit now. But, dude, you were the kid that had the hot mom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. That's got to be really tough.
Pretty good looking. It was weird.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that.
This.
But now we can all talk about how hot Garrett's mom is.
Oh, I've heard it my entire life. It doesn't bother me anymore. My mom's used to it, too.
Good.
Just be nice. That's all. She does have a very professional job. Don't interfere with that. And everything else is fine.
Yeah. That's the wrong place to be, son.
I know.
Wrong place for you to be. We haven't given names out.
No.
So we're good.
They'll just go through my Facebook.
Yeah. Don't give them hints on how to do it.
They already are.
Last year, Megan Fox was accused by a neighbor of hers of forcing her two of her 3 young sons, 6, 9, and 10, to wear girls' clothes. Fox denied she forced them.
Well, to be fair, her husband was wearing girls' clothes, too.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
That douche.
But she does admit she always encouraged them to be gender fluid, and her eldest, Noah, has been teased for wearing dresses to school.
Yeah.
The actress claims that when she became pregnant, this is smart, this is good, and this makes me feel comfortable. You're talking about a connection with a child. Yep. This is important. She claims when she was pregnant with him, she could feel through her mother's intuition that he was not subscribing to gender stereotypes. So that's good. So I decided to provide an environment for him early on that would allow him to discover how he wanted to express himself.
Every time I see Megan Fox in the news, it's the craziest shit.
Yeah. Don't you just wish you could yank them out of Transformers 1, the very first time you saw her?
Exactly. And just
be that. Just be that. Just be an awesome, cool chick.
Hot chick leaning over the hood of a Camaro.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
That's all we needed from you. And now it's like, no, I'm just going to be absolutely
Now we have
insane.
to do this. And now you're promoting Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
I know they split now, but fucking
that
guy.
Your mother's intuition told you that your child was not going to be gender stereotyping. Holy shit. Do you even hear yourself sometimes? How do they go so off the deep end? Yeah. Yeah, my intuition does too. Shiloh Jolie Pitt, the eldest of Brad and Angelina, has been exploring her gender identity since she was 2.
You know, to be fair, though, out of all
and asked to be called John,
I was
by the way.
out of all the people with because trans statistically is a very low amount of trans people in the world.
Yeah.
Out of all the people with how many kids they have, statistically, one of them probably was going to be trans.
Yeah, but they adopted them from all over the world. You know, they just collected black babies
pretty
from
much
wherever they traveled in the world. But that's one of theirs.
Well,
that one they had themselves. Yeah. I don't think they needed gardeners.
Oh.
And that's why they collected these trophies from all over the world. And Brad couldn't wait to get the fuck away from all that nonsense.
I don't blame him.
So at 2, she asked to be called John and said she wants to be a boy. At that point, we had to cut her hair because that makes her a boy, and dress her in boy clothes. So she thinks she's one of her brothers. Well, she's not, you idiot. So at all. In her case, however, it proved a passing phase. Today, the parents of Shiloh now use female pronouns to refer to her.
Sounds like Shiloh kind of wised up.
Yeah. Shiloh did what a lot of kids
me.
do when they just let it kind of play out a little
when
bit.
you kind of just let them do their thing, let it play out a little bit. Obviously, be nice to your kid. Don't fucking hit them, but...
Yeah. And when Shiloh turns into a responsible adult and like Marina and is still...
If feelings come up,
then by all means, do you, dog. Yeah. And you're lucky, Shiloh. You have very, very, very wealthy parents that will probably buy you whatever surgeries you need.
My opinion on
anything
trans
you
and
need.
all that, trans, gay, anything like that, my opinion's been the same since I was, an adult. It's like, just be an adult, and then it's on your time, on your dime. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Leave me out of it.
Yeah.
Don't preach to me, and none of that. I want out of all of it. All right, let's do some emails and get out of here. It's hot as balls down here, isn't it? Do you notice that?
A little bit.
Don't have the fan going.
Your AC on?
Yeah, it is. There's something. You know what? Some vents in here may be taped off because of all the painting and I don't know. But if it sounds a little weird, that's why there's no curtain, and it's just, I don't know. Bear with us, folks. We're gonna have to deal with that. I think it sounds pretty good.
We're doing our best.
We're doing our best. Don't mind us. All right, let's do a couple emails. Walters at
And
DetroitCast.com.
before we do, because I know there's probably going to be some Fag Pass emails, I want to update people.
Yeah.
I'm collecting addresses. I'm going to get some this weekend probably. I'm going to get some stamps, envelopes, all that shit, and I'm going to start sending them out.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So right now I'm just collecting addresses, getting everything sorted.
Sup, fags? And Mike.
What's up?
Hey, is there still any of those fag cards left? I would
Did he just
love
drop
one.
fags before he got his card? Ooh. I don't know if he gets a card now.
Oh, boy.
You know, I'm feeling generous today. I had a pretty good day. He can get a card.
Just let me know what I need to do. Good day. I said good day.
I'll let that
P.S.
one slide.
Here you go. P.S. Still loving Garrett and the drops. Keep it up,
Oh,
Jeff.
definitely slides. It's good.
Yeah. All right. So there's another one. Jeff, you people that want a fag card, they're limited.
Yeah.
And we need your address.
Yep.
Don't make this more difficult because
Send
I'm
them,
not
like-
putting the effort into it.
Because I had the one guy, like I messaged one guy back about the address. I'm like, hey, I know I'm just kind of a weird email coming out of nowhere and this looks like a phishing scam. If you need to, send your address to the mic and he'll pass it along.
Walters
so
at
it's official.
DetroitCast.com. Yes, exactly. Whips, creams, and strawberries. Finally made my destination in Lincoln, Nebraska for my work. Come down to the free breakfast, and what do I
Cord.
see? God damn it, Mike. Whipped cream and strawberries for my waffle. First time in 3.5 years traveling on this job. I've seen this at a hotel. It's a stay bridge. Photo for evidence. I said good day, sir. Yeah, that looks awesome. I love that. I want to get
hell
one of
yeah.
those waffle makers.
Yeah.
That is like 1 minute
one
and then you
flipper.
flip it.
Yep.
They're fantastic. And you need one of these too where you pour the thing into the little shot glass.
Yep.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I think I got ragged on without mercy about this. Like I was staying in some 5-star resorts that had all the fancy whipped cream and strawberries. Yeah. I can't remember if the place in Dallas had them. Yeah, they did. And that's what I was talking
Oh,
about.
shit.
Oh, no, you don't need
Say,
that.
what
Why am
are
I
you
giving
throwing
that to
that
you? Let's see.
Oh, it's got a lot of black on it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we'll do this one tomorrow. It's too long. All right, let's call it a day there, Garrett.
All right.
And we'll call it a week, I suppose, if you can call it that. I'll do some
It's 1 day in a week.
Yeah, bear with us. It's gonna be squirrely for a minute. I don't know how many ways I can say it.
We're not
Garrett-
going away forever. Please stick with
No,
us.
Garrett's enjoying doing the show. I'm enjoying doing the show. We're gonna get Raj involved. It's just
I've already started building a little home studio.
nice.
Things are getting good
Yeah,
together.
and so we're putting the game plan together and getting everything in order, and more updates to come. But it's going to be exciting. I can't wait. And for you members, I will do some extra content or exclusive content this weekend. And the Drew and Mike stuff, I've hit a home run with some of that shit. I don't know if you listened to it
I
this
love it.
week.
Yeah.
There's some
I did
real
the OJ one and then the I love Harris poll calls. They're my favorite thing just because you get those people on it. What?
Yeah.
Huh? And you're
They're-
just the fattest person in Houston.
Yeah. No. Fattest City.
Fattest
in
City was Houston, yep.
Yeah. And those are funny as shit. And anytime you get a black person on the phone, I don't know what
my
it is, but
God.
they're just so funny.
And I just love how you start getting into them. It's like, how big are your tits? And it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back
in
then,
the
the
day,
world
you
was
could
a
have
different
fun.
place. You could absolutely have fun.
Just call up a person, ask how big their tits are, and see what happens.
Yeah. Why not? All right. We'll call it a day there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back in no time, and we'll hopefully you'll all join us then.